Okay, so today I'm going to talk to you guys about early childhood motor skill development. During this PowerPoint, I'm going to talk about what gross motor skills are and what fine motor skills are, the typical movement stages at the different ages of early childhood, the Bruinin's and Osoretsky's test, and what the frontal lobe functions are. Small children often have larger heads, short and rounded bodies, shorter limbs. We grow very quickly from about infancy to 2 years of age, and then our body slows down and we don't grow as fast. Even though from the age of 2 to 12 our body actually does double in size, boys and girls during early childhood are typically about the same size though. Gross motor skills are large muscle movements such as running, jumping, hopping, climbing, anything that we use our larger muscle groups for. Fine motor skills involve small, coordinated movements such as drawing, writing, and brushing your teeth or hair, anything that we use our smaller muscles for, like finger muscles and things like that. Boys and girls during early childhood have very similar motor skills and progress almost in the same manner. The only thing that's been found different is that the throwing speed is often faster for boys. They can throw farther and faster than girls. The other thing is that girls have better fine motor skills, so they're able to hit a ball better. So typical motor skills at age 2, usually little kids can pick up small objects with a thumb and forefinger to eat or something. Also they can walk without help. It looks a bit like a robot, but they can do it. They can also roll or toss a ball kind of awkwardly. At age 4, they can cut a circle out of a paper, a relatively good-looking circle. They can also use alternating feet for stairs instead of using one foot at a time to climb stairs or go downstairs. And also they can catch and control a large bounce ball, similar to a kickball size. At age 5, children can print their name. They can also walk without holding onto a rail, and they can toss a ball overhand with the elbows bent, so they're learning the correct way to use their throwing arm. This is also the age at which boys and girls kind of separate and boys learn to throw more efficiently. At age 6, they can copy at least 2 short words. They can hop on each foot for at least 1 meter, but they actually need a rail to assist them. And they can catch a 10-inch ball with both hands out in front of them, so their arms aren't kind of glued to their bodies. They're actually using their motor skills to find the ball, seek it out, and then catch it. These fine and gross motor skills can actually assist children in the classroom. It's a sign that their frontal lobe is maturing, which is very important for any cognitive development that we have. So we're finding that to prepare children for school, we can actually enhance their motor skills, and it will help them adapt better to different social situations and different classroom environments and control their emotions in a more effective manner. So we can use activities like cutting paper and pasting paper, or drawing, different fine motor skills, maybe using monkey bars to assist children. And this can actually help them in the classroom, and they'll be able to learn more efficiently. The Bruinin's Osoretsky test, the objective was to research the relationship between motor abilities, demographic characteristics such as age and sex, as well as academic success in children ages 4 to 11. It tested several different gross and fine motor skills, including running, speed, and agility, which they used the shuttle run in, and so children were supposed to wear tennis shoes. They started on a line, they ran, picked up a block, and ran back across the finish line, and the time was taken. They also did a balancing and walking forward heel to toe. They walked on a straight line, and the subject had to make 6 consecutive steps correctly in order to achieve the maximum score. Bilateral coordination and tapping foot of finger synchronization. This was, they had to tap 10 times in a row, same foot, same finger, and then switch, and they were given 90 seconds to complete this task, and they were graded pass or fail. The strength and standing broad jump assesses different abdominal strength, core strength, leg and shoulder strength. The subject started from a bent knee position, and then the distance was recorded. Also, the response speed. So the subject stood on a wall and had their dominant or preferred hand on the wall, and a physical therapist dropped a speed stick, and the subject was supposed to stop it with their thumb. And there was tape just above the ground, and depending on how far away the stick was to the tape, it was measured and then recorded. Visual motor control, they cut out a circle, and any error that was made were recorded. And finally, the upper limb speed and dexterity. They were given pennies, and they had to simultaneously pick up a penny in each hand and drop it into a box. And the subject was given 50 seconds to place 7 pairs of pennies into the box correctly, and the task was recorded. The time it took to complete the task was recorded. In this study, 120 kindergarten and primary school children were included. All the children were divided into 4 different groups, ranging in ages from 4 to 5, 6 to 7, 8 to 9, and 10 to 11. And then they were also divided up into gender, male and female. The elementary school children were finally split up into either successful or unsuccessful regarding academic success, and their groups were based on their academic school reports. The results of this test showed that muscular strength increased with age, and boys were actually stronger than girls at every single age. Running speed, standing broad jump were higher in older children because of the greater strength that they possessed. Boys were also better at running, jumping, and throwing than girls. Those are all gross motor skills, and girls were better at skipping and hopping, the more fine motor skills. And the academically successful children scored higher in the balance and walking heel to toe, and also the upper limb speed mobility test. Some inhibiting factors to motor skills could be undernourishment. In this sense, children aren't getting enough nutrition to build proper bone structure or muscle structure, and they also probably don't have enough energy to partake in different activities that would build up their motor skills. On the other side of the spectrum, obesity is a big issue. These children have a lot of downtime, a lot of sedentary time, and they're not building any motor skills that way. Another reason could be societal expectations. Typically in our society, boys are supposed to be good at the gross motor skill functions like sports, so running, jumping, and throwing, and girls are supposed to be good at fine motor skills like sewing, drawing, writing. And finally, injury to the frontal lobe. We'll talk about what the frontal lobe does exactly in a bit, but any injury to that can affect your emotions and your motor skill function, any cognitive ability that you have. Our frontal lobe functions include any sort of cognitive abilities that we have, like reasoning, planning, organizing our thoughts, behaviors, emotions, problem solving, judging, organization of speech, and motor skills. So any sort of injury to your frontal lobe can be extremely detrimental to your daily functions. In conclusion, our gross motor skills are anything that we're using our big muscle groups for, like running and jumping. Our fine motor skills are anything we use our small muscles for, like writing and drawing, cutting things out. The Bruinix and Osoretsky test found that boys are typically stronger than girls at any age, and this could be due to different factors like our society. Boys are also better at gross motor skills, and girls are better at fine motor skills. And some inhibiting factors could be our undernourishment, obesity in our society, the different societal views, and injury to the frontal lobe. Thank you very much.